Do you believe that a memory can hurt so much? Your heart shatters the moment you hear a familiar voice again? She once lost everything: her family, her daughter, her dignity. But fate gave her a chance to return. Exactly 3 hours before the tragedy struck. In that world, the ones she had loved the most were the very ones who pushed her over the edge. And this time, she didn't come back to forgive. This is the story of a mother, Celeste Thorne. A journey of rebirth to wrench her daughter back from the hands of betrayal and to rewrite destiny with everything her heart still had left. Chapter 1. The Day She Remembered Everything. Begins now. "Mommy, Mommy!" I jolted upright. My heart felt like it was being crushed in someone's fist. That voice, pure, childish, so painfully familiar, I thought I'd never hear it again. "Mommy, let's go." A tiny breath by my ear. A warm whisper. I opened my eyes wide. Melody's little hands were tugging at the hem of my dress, her clear eyes urging me along. I couldn't believe it. My hand trembled as I reached out and touched her chubby cheek. Soft, warm, alive. Not a dream. Dim morning light filtered through the dusty window. The faded wallpaper patterns, the old wooden cabinet, the chipped porcelain tea set. This was Maple Hollow Cottage, the wooden house where I had lived with my daughter 20 years ago. I had really come back. I was alive again. At that moment, Melody and I were getting ready to go out. She wore her tiny red shoes and clutched the owl-shaped kite I had made for her. Ahead of us was a picnic at Stillwater Bend, a quiet sandbar by the river, surrounded by pine trees. A place no one would suspect would mark the beginning of the tragedy. And the one who invited us there was none other than Lena Thornwell, my own sister. I checked the time. In exactly 3 hours, she would make her move. The phone rang. A shaky voice came from the other end. "Have you taken the kid out yet?" Each word hit like a spoon tapping a glass, quiet but chilling. When someone does something evil for the first time, fear always lingers behind their words. But in my past life, I didn't see it. I loved her, protected her, believed blindly in the image of a helpless little sister. Not this time. I wouldn't let anyone hurt my daughter again. I smiled and gently replied, "We're heading out now." On the way to the river, Melody sat in the back seat, legs swinging, singing some nursery song I couldn't recall the name of. She was still the same, so innocent, so pure. And I couldn't stop the flood of memories. I remembered vividly what I had sacrificed all those years. I was 5 years older than Lena. Our parents were often away, leaving the two of us with the Thornwells, an elderly couple in Millstone, a town where time seemed to sleep. They were too frail to care for anyone. I became the sister, the mother, the backbone. When I was in 12th grade, my father slipped and fractured his spine. Mom quit her job to care for him. We both had to leave school. I went out to work. Lena helped around the garden. I gave up my dream of college. Month after month, I sent money home, keeping only $100 for myself, just enough to live off instant noodles. All for one condition. Lena must get a proper education. But she only got into a mediocre community college. I didn't blame her. I blamed myself for not earning more. For not getting her out of that rundown town sooner. I was afraid she'd go astray, so I moved close to her school, living in a cramped old apartment near Millstone Community College. Every week I washed her clothes, cooked her favorite meals, and survived on boiled vegetables. I thought if I worked hard enough, she wouldn't have to suffer. Then I met Lucas, owner of Choose Auto and Tire. Back then, he was still a mess. I helped rebuild the garage with my own hands. But I knew Lena liked him. For his looks, for what he could become. If she had met Lucas in his worst days, she wouldn't have given him a glance. But when he started succeeding, she came back, wanting to pick the fruit from a tree I had bled to grow. Stillwater Bend was picture perfect, but beneath its peaceful waters lay things no one could see. Lena had chosen the location popular online, but still unfinished. No cameras, no witnesses, no one to blame. In my past life, the Millstone County Sheriff's Office told me. Just weeks earlier, 3 mysterious deaths had occurred here. A young couple found murdered. An old fruit seller strangled in her shack beyond the ridge. No arrests, no charges. Lucas once blamed me. You spend all day cooking with the doors shut. You don't even know what's happening outside. You're the kind of woman who never amounts to anything. I swallowed every insult, never knowing he might have had a hand in it too. Melody laughed brightly, flying the kite across the sand. I watched her, clenched my fists, and whispered to myself, "This time, no one will take you from me." Right on cue, Lena told me to go buy drinks at a nearby shop. I teased her, "You're old enough. Can't handle a tiny errand? What blind guy's gonna marry you?" She looked surprised, but forced a laugh, pouting, "My leg hurts, come on, help me out." I nodded, brushed sand off my pants, and said, "Watch the girl carefully. She runs off a lot." Aye, Captain," she saluted, face sweet and innocent. When I came back, Melody and Lena were both gone. On the picnic bench, Camille Hartley, my best friend, was casually munching on a beef skewer. "All good," she signaled with an okay. Moments later, Lena returned, eyes brimming with tears. "She's gone, I lost her." I snapped. "Lost where?" I looked away for 1 second and she was gone. Camille stood, frowning, and said coolly, "Are you messing with your sister? I saw you take the girl toward the road." Lena froze. Her face went pale as chalk. I gave her a cold smile, patting her shoulder. "All right, bring her back. The beef's ready." My phone buzzed. A message from Ryan Harper. "She's safe. Cody picked her up." I exhaled. Cody, Lena's ex-boyfriend, a former juvenile delinquent. Now it was clear. They were in it together. Ryan had knocked him out and left him at Old Harper Shack, an abandoned house in the outskirts. I looked at Lena and said with ice in my voice, "She's 5. It's dangerous out there." Lena stammered, then burst into tears. "I didn't know, I was just playing around. I didn't think Cody would actually take her." The police were called. Camille showed a photo of Lena holding Melody's hand by the roadside. Undeniable proof. Lena dropped to her knees in the sand, pale and trembling, still trying to explain it away. Maybe the deepest pain isn't betrayal itself, but realizing you once loved the betrayer with everything you had. Celeste had come back to life, but the old memories still carved deep wounds in her heart. And this time, she was no longer the fragile woman from her past life. But could a mother stay strong enough to protect her child? Or would love, once again, soften her resolve for the very person who had once pushed her off the edge? Celeste's journey to reclaim justice had only just begun. Thank you for joining us in Chapter 1. If you've ever believed in second chances, or had to choose between forgiveness and revenge, stay with us in the chapters to come. The past may burn you, but the echo always returns. See you in Chapter 2.